Hey everyone, today we're going to practice converting fractions to percents, to decimals, back to percents, and all of that in between. I have some really great tips to help you out. Let's start with a percent, 60%. To make this into a fraction, we're just going to put this over 100 because this means of 100. So it's just over 100. I can simplify this very easily. Now, when I have a 0 and a 0 that are a pair, I can just simplify right away by doing that. And so now I just need to simplify this because you always simplify. And my fraction is 3/5. To make this into a decimal, I am going to put a decimal here because there is one there, it's just invisible. And I'm going to go over backwards twice, bloop, bloop, like this. And so my decimal is 0.6. And then to convert this back into a percent, I would go the other way, bloop, bloop, and I would have the percent. Let's look at 22%. 22%. To put it into a fraction, 22 over 100, and then you always simplify. I'll divide by 2 first. When you simplify, you have to make sure that you're simplifying the numerator and the denominator by the same number. So 2 goes into both of those, and I get 11 over 50. I cannot go any further. And then to make this into a decimal, I just go bloop, bloop, and it is 0.22. Now let's start with a fraction, 2/5. To make this into a decimal, I am going to divide, because a fraction does mean to divide. So when I divide, the 2 is the dividend, and it goes in the den. The 2 is the dividend, it goes in the den. And then 5 goes here. We can't put 5 into 2, so we make it into a decimal. And so now we have 4. My decimal is 0.4. Then to make 0.4 into a percent, I just move the decimal this way, bloop, bloop, and I have 40%. And it starts all over again. I can put that 40 over 100, and when I simplify, it will get me 2/5. Let's look at another fraction, but this time let's look at a mixed number. A mixed number is when you have a whole number and then a fraction with it. We're going to look at 2 and 2/10. So first things first, I want to simplify this. Divide by 2, and I get 1/5. 2 and 1/5. Now, I might know that 1/5 is 0.2. However, if I don't know that, what I want to do is take this mixed number and turn it into an improper fraction. To do that, I'm taking 5 times 2 plus 1. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11 over 5. That is now my improper fraction. And the reason it's improper is because the bigger number is over the smaller number, and that's just rude. That is way too much weight for the smallest number to carry. So the numerator can never be bigger than the denominator when you're trying to get a fraction in simplest form. But sometimes you do need it to be improper so that you can work with it. So now we have 11 over 5. And to get our decimal, we're going to put 11 in the den. And we're going to say this is 2 and 10. Let's get a decimal in there so we can continue the work. And the answer is 2.2 as my decimal. Now to make this into a percent, I'm just going to take that 2.2 and go bloop, bloop. And I now have 220%. What happens when we start with a decimal? 0.37. Let's get that into a percent. Easy peasy, bloop, bloop. It's 37%. Let's get into a fraction, 37 over 100. Can that be simplified? It cannot, so it is finished. Let's try 0.64. To put that into a percent, we just go bloop, bloop, and we have 64%. By the way, we have made this into a verb. It is called bloop, blooping. So we bloop, blooped it twice, and then to put this into a fraction, we just put that over 100, and then we simplify. We always simplify. Let's start with 2. 32 over 50. Oh, we can keep going. 16 over 25. Let's make sure that this 16 divided by 25 gives us our decimal. 25 does not go into 16, so let's put a decimal here. 0. All right. 630 12, 13, 14, 15, 10. Oh, there we go. For sure, that matches. I hope this helps you understand a little bit better. I will see you next time. Bye.